Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting Playday of Talent League. I am joined today by the wonderful 1B Gerald. How are you doing, Gerald? Or 1B?
I'm
Whichever one you like.
doing, I don't mind neither, man. I'm doing okay. I'm happy for today's match. We do have, we have Structure Esports versus Baker Boys, and both of these teams, according to the standings, which I do want to show right now, and then we'll
Bottom.
talk about results and stuff like that. They're both at the bottom of the table
It
with
does
0
happen.
points.
hmm
And one of them, or even both of them, can escape the bottom of the table
By winning.
if they draw or one of them wins.
True.
So,
And yeah, it,
yeah,
it,
no, you
it
good.
is that simple. It is as simple as 1B said. If they win the game, you go put on 3 points, jump up, get a few rankings, get to about that mid table, and I am very excited to watch this game today, 1B, because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but all of the score lines have been very, very close. I mean, Baker Boys, they've gone to overtime 2 times. I've lost both. It was 7-5, 7-1, and similarly with Structure, 7-5, 7-5, 7-5. They've had very, very close games, just a little bit short each time, not being able to win out the map and thus losing those play days respectively. But it is the third day, and hopefully all the kinks should be ironed out for both teams. And hopefully we'll see some amazing siege, because let me tell you, Wambi, I don't know if you were watching last week, right? But I mean, what did you watch last week's game of Baker Boys versus Ignite Esports?
Yes, I watched some of the cafe game, I think, and then after that, I kind of I think I left to go to work. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, wait,
I
let me just
had
come. Was it Ignite or Ruri Sports? Before I say the wrong thing, let me just double check here, because the last time I said something wrong, it would probably be bad exchange. So let me just double check. It might have been Ruri Sports, not Ignite. Me, goldfish memory. They've seen me enough to know all of this stuff that happens. But like I said, I'm very excited. I don't know about you. I'm assuming you're also very excited to watch some hopefully amazing siege, right?
yeah, and then, the two
Mm-hmm.
maps that we are
Yep.
playing on are actually going to be cafe
Mm-hmm.
and Oregon.
Almost forgot about that. I'm not even gonna lie, I was just so focused. But yeah, it was Ruri Sports, not Ignite. My apologies. I just thought of Ignite for some reason, because last week I casted with Squishy, and you know how it is with Squishy. It's always an amazing time, but he does mess up your brain sometimes. Okay, so let's keep that in a grain of salt. But yeah, anyways, like I said, like 1B said, we're gonna be playing on Cafe and Oregon. Oregon is a map that I'm pretty sure both of these teams have played, and both of these teams have come very close to winning, just coming a bit short. And honestly, actually, I've not even talked about this, but Baker Boys have had yet another roster change here. You can see that Salt Joint, who was playing last week, has been replaced by V7 Noms, a returning player. If you remember him from Aero Evolution last season, he's decided to make his debut this season on Baker Boys. So it'll be interesting to see how that actually transforms the team. I'm not really sure exactly for Structure's lineup, but I'm going to assume it is the same as last week. And, oh, yep. Anyways, yeah, both teams are ready. So, 1B, let's just jump straight into the game. Nothing else to talk about.
Nothing
Let's
else to
go.
talk about. We are gonna start on Oregon first, and I'm very interested because we had an Oregon map
Mhm.
yesterday, and that map was one of the craziest matches that I've seen in Oregon in a while. I'm not even
It
gonna
is
lie to
insane.
you. Even Jill can tell you that
hmm
that match was ridiculous. There was just a lot of weird things that happened all at once. But maybe it won't be as weird here. We won't talk about
No,
the first ban
I'm
because
gonna say,
we already know
yep,
what it
yep,
is. Yeah.
we all know what it is, but I'm just saying, Baker Boys, they bring some sauce to the band, so just be prepared, all right? They usually bring some kind of flavorful sauce, at least the last 2 weeks. So fingers crossed, the sauce does come this week. I'm being a bit evasive of the question, because casters and all don't want to jinx it, but I am hoping and praying, because it would be completely banned if
Oh,
Blackbeard
what?
ban does come in. And on the defensive side, double jinx. Hopefully, I hopefully don't, fingers crossed, I don't jinx it again. But if everything is fine, this should be a Russian operator ban with the red, a trap operator, and that is Capcan? No, actually a Valkyrie ban. Um, I casted cursed it, didn't I?
American operator this time, not the Russian one. And it's
Mm.
both of them. It's actually going to be the same two operators that are in the same ops or whatever they're called, the special ops or whatever. I can't remember what they're called. Now, last ban is going to be interesting to see, and it's a mirror ban. That's a little bit more on meta because it takes away intel, and you see Valkyrie and both the Mirabin, so that's gonna take away, you know, those intel ops, and also their kit. They both have nitro cells, and they both have the intel to work off of that, so they can use the nitro cells to their advantage. So I mean,
Yeah, so the reason I was actually being a bit evasive there is because in the last two playdays, Baker Boys have banned Backbeard as well as CapCat both times, and I just thought it was completely hilarious. You know, so as someone who like watches a lot of comp and casts a lot of comp, those are like two operators you never see banned. The fact that like basically like gold rank bans just coming back to back, I think it's just really hilarious to watch. But they're gonna opt for a half and half this time, banning Valkyrie, like you said, a really strong operator for information gain. As a Mira ban also comes out, like you said, another really strong operator for this map, has a lot of utility, have a lot of usage, and we're going to be starting this first round as soon as it loads in with a basement defense on the sides of Structures Esports.
yeah, interestingly enough, they did bring the Ella, and Ella's probably going to be playing behind the shield. You know, she does have that pistol, and she also has a shotgun. But the pistol, especially with that sight, a lot of people tend to try and use it from long range, and they can hit some really nasty shots with that. And I'm pretty sure XX has a big plan for that, because I've seen him hit some nasty shots with that pistol before. But another thing that's interesting that the attackers actually brought out is the Zero. And, you know, with the recent changes with the hard breach utility, he gets 2 now. And also his cameras. His cameras can provide free intel, and also they can clear utility. And it's just going to be interesting. You know, it's a lot of different ops. You don't see Malusi brought out as much as she used to when she first came out, and that you could atone that to the fact that she lost her nitro cell. But it's just very unique lineups from both teams.
Yeah, like you said, especially here, the Bandit with the Iron Sight. Now, this is an old school classic. Many people will know this, but yeah, many people do prefer running this kind of sight. It's a very unique gun. I'm pretty sure there's only like one or two other guns with this same sight that people use. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's going to be a pretty standard defense on the side of Structure Sports. Nothing too out of the ordinary, except for maybe the Bandit. Not really sure how he fits in here on this basement because he's not used any of his utility. But as I'm speaking, you can see the Melusi has come into contact with someone on those blue stairs at the back by stage, and he does get lit up to around 50 HP, but Plunet on the Jackal does get lit around the same HP as well. As typical on the Ash does get picked off first by that Bandit. You know, he's not used any of his utility, but he can still use his gun, and he uses it to great effect as he gets that first pick for his team. And you can see here that he is upstairs as a last believe. I'm not sure if he actually managed to if he's been droned out or he's gone down yet, but yeah, not much. Actually, it's the Ella upstairs, not the Bandit, mind you. And she's been playing with this Ella shotgun upstairs. And I mean, everyone knows how, let's just say, broken that Ella shotgun can be, especially in the right hands. And I mean, I'm not looking. If I'm a Baker Boys fan here, I'm gonna be a bit concerned the fact that they've not been droned out. But the Jackal tracks do come out, but it's on the Bandit, unfortunately, and he's been droned out. The Zero cam as well coming out on the back of stage, just gonna be providing some intel, and that is the brilliance of Zero. Those cams, you can watch flanks all you want, especially once your players die. It's basically like a nomad without having an air trap, right? You get a lot of information, and the defender could potentially not even spot the cam and walk to the death. But speaking of walking to their death, there's Ella upstairs, debating whether she should walk down or not. And if she had actually walked down there, she probably would have gotten 2 free kills on that Zero and Jackal. But timing is definitely not something that happens very well in Siege. But Slows makes it happen for his team by getting a kill on Methi as well as JRD. And as Arun gets a kill on SXK, it brings it down into a 2v3. But Slows gets another play. That's his third kill for this round, actually. And it's all down to Koro. This Bandit gets the first kill, but not the second, as Arun cleans up this round by getting that last kill into the man in Freezer.
I was a little bit worried there for Baker Boys, and mainly because of the fact that they were. It looked almost as if they were trying to hunt the Ella, but they kind of like gave up right in the middle of it.
True.
Just to like go down. Well, you saw one person go down Freezer and one person go down servers, but ultimately it worked out for them in the end. Somehow the Ella died somewhere else. Maybe she tried to rotate and she got caught.
Zero cams probably, right?
Yeah, Zero cameras most. Yeah, that's the power of the Zero cameras. And this time we see the Flores pick, but instead they're just gonna go. They're gonna opt out for the Habana. They don't have any other hard breachers, Baker Boys, but they do have this Ashe in play. And Ashe, ever since her R4C got nerfed, she hasn't been picked as much.
True.
Because because people don't like her gun or people don't like the G36C.
I mean,
And
I think more than that, on a professional level, like when you're looking like utility-wise, the utility that Ashe brings, especially since her nerf, her breaching rounds back down to 2, her flashes were removed as well, I'm pretty sure. She just doesn't bring as much utility anymore, right? Why bring an Ashe when you can bring an Iana here, you know, or you can bring a Finka especially. There's a lot of different ops you can bring now that do the same utility that Ashe can bring, but, you know, they bring something else, like the Iana with the drones, or Finka with the boost and the healing now with the recent patch. She's just not that much of a utility player. You know, if you bring an Ashe, you know exactly what you're doing. You're an entry fragger. You want to go in and get those picks, especially with those good guns. Like you said, the R4C has got a recoil nerf, but they are players who have adapted to it and use it, you know, and that is probably what's happening here. You can see typically he's running that R4C. I mean, I'm jinxing it, right? Like we're gonna watch him, we're gonna spectate him, he's gonna whiff with the R4C, and it's about to happen because we've spoken about it, right? Like there you go. It's like there you go, miss bullet. But he manages to get it back.
And just Iggly, he's gonna look to use his reach grounds just to get the utility that's on this wall in game, spacing the closet in master bedroom. And I'm guessing that's where their focus is going to lie. They do have the Habana in play, but they don't have any other hard breacher unless you want to count Zero because he does have those hard breach utilities. But maybe the Zero's gonna probably rotate all the way to, you know, back tower or large tower, whatever it's called, and use his hard breach utilities there, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to use his cameras to clear some utility, and he also has slows in support of him just to watch any rotates that the defenders will try to make. And it seems that Plunit got lit up from somewhere. I think it was from the main stairs window, the top of main stairs window, and it looks like it was SX who's the culprit, or no, I don't know where SX is. It looks like he's like basement. Oh well, you know what? You know where typical is? He's in a grave because he just got shut down by Matty, and it's now a 5v4 man disadvantage for Baker boys. They haven't really done they cleared some utility with the Ashe. So, I mean, her job is kind of done, but not really. Unless you really want to use her for her fragging ability and all that stuff, but she's not gonna be able to do that no more. Bandit tricking comes out though, so her job like it's been wasted. And oh lord, that Bandit get like very aggressive on this wall. Not the Bandit, but the Jaeger, and he's gonna get a kill from it. What on earth? He's allowed to swing. They knew he was there. They droned him out, but he's gonna get swung on, and that's B7 confirming kill.
Ooh, A7 Arun there, not in a really good position because the Bandit could just see a little bit of him. As you can see here that actually I'm pretty sure a tactical timeout has been called by, or they'll call it, because I think a player just disconnected. I watched it at the end. But yeah, solid defensive round coming out from Structure Esports and or Structure NCG. Sorry, and yeah, it does seem that someone has left, so I'm not sure, but I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a pause here because he's gonna be reloading his game. The Ashe player, you know, rage quit after 2 rounds, not unlikely. Players have played in those ranked lobbies. It has happened before. Maybe not nowadays, but if you're an OG, you know, if you know, you know. But yeah, let's just talk about that round. It was a solid defensive round. I'm just a bit surprised that the Jaeger, even after being drone inside of Big Tower, or sorry, Attic, he still wasn't killed. I mean, he was drawn a good few seconds before Slows had even decided to push him. So I don't know what the communication was. Or Slows thought, you know, he wouldn't get up and shoot. I mean, he had nades. He could have pre-fired him. There's a lot of things that could have happened. But yeah, you can see the player of Typical has returned. Not really much else. It was a quick restart probably. I'm not sure. Siege has a bunch of bugs, you know, maybe having some FPS problems, maybe it was just game was laggy, or maybe he's getting frame drops, or maybe his game was upside down. We never know. It's Siege. It happens. Anything that can happen basically. But there's going to be an operator change coming out as the or Flores was brought again, but I eat my words because Hibana is going to be 6th picked. Just as like that.
Oh man. And they're attacking the basement side this time. And you know, as good as Flores is, you know, the best thing about Flores is, you know, his Rotero drones and stuff. But also the main thing about his Rotero drones is that he can clear a bunch of utility at once. He can clear shields the same time that he can clear ADSs, and if there's not a mute brought out, it's made even better because all the defenders have to do is shoot him, and you know how hard it is for some people to shoot drones. It's interesting that they opt out for the Habana again, though. I wonder if it's mainly if they're gonna do like maybe main lobby, main stairs take, or maybe
10
just
seconds remaining.
put somebody like get the hatches and then put people on hatches and then push like
5
other
seconds left
positions and
before
have
insertion.
people hold
be.
those rotations on top of hatches. It's interesting,
Attacker's
but
objective
like
is to locate a bomb
I
and
don't know. I
defuse
would
it.
have loved to see Flores. I'm just a big Flores fanboy. You can tell, but like,
I mean, I can
the
tell
round is
he
gonna
is a very
start.
strong op, right?
Yeah,
So
I love him, man.
he's a very fun op, especially his drones. But like you said, without the floors in play, it becomes increasingly difficult to push that that shield that usually plays in that 90 elbow corridor inside of that small little bunker area that players decide to push in. And you can see here that Bandit being picked yet again. His utility is not being used. He's being brought solely for his fragging power on the MP7. All 4 Bandit charges on the table, or on his table because he doesn't place it, and he still has a C4. So it is purely a fragging choice. It is interesting because there are a lot of other ops with probably better guns. So it kind of weird that the bandits being brought over other operators, especially since his utility is basically useless. But as we see, speaking of useless, typical 0 and 2 first frag both rounds. Let's see what he can do this year time. But actually, hold on a minute because there is someone inside of meeting.
They have to know the drone is gonna come out and they're gonna spot him. Slows is actually gonna push this. Is he gonna get a headshot? He's not. They're both gonna have to push him at the same time, and he's gonna get a headshot onto Slows. Oh, that's the first pick, and that's the second for Koro. Oh, he could have gotten a third, but Matthew's gonna get the third kill for his team, and he's on the backstage stairs. I don't know who he caught out. It's just a flurry of kills from Structure Esports, and he's at a standoff right now with A7 on a Sabana. Haven't had the opportunity to use neither one of his pellets, and now the Ash is dead, and now the Havana is dead, and now that's the round over. That just went by super quickly. It ended as quick as it started. And
yeah,
I don't know what happened. That attack just fumbled.
It did fumble. I mean,
it fumbled.
It's just one of those rounds, there's a player playing inside of meeting, you just decide to take one-on-ones with him and he wins both of them, no refrags coming out. I mean, I do know that is a tough spot to, try to contest as an attacker. Your head glitching into the sack slightly, you're on an elevated angle, it's a bit difficult to contest, but when you have 2 players there especially, and you allow him to kill both of them before he dies, and then there's someone on the side of structure to refrag the person who got the refrag. It was a Jackal, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's just a bit unfortunate for Baker Boys there. Just yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
It was also the fact that both of them pushed from the same side. That wall in kitchen is also soft, guys. You can also try and pinch him using that wall because he's literally, the wall with the way it's angled, you can just shoot at him and maybe pressure him out of position, and then you have an easier time shooting him. But they didn't do that. Nobody kind of improvised. They both kind of like fumbled into the same area. And he only has one area to shoot at, and if you're both pushing there, he's gonna kill you both.
True. I mean, maybe a more optimal play would have been to identify the bandit playing there, keep a drone on him, try to keep it hidden, take control of kitchen and open that wall to guarantee the kill. But then again, that is a bit of a long thing. By the time the bandit could leave, there's a lot of factors there, right? But I don't think the bandit would have left. And ultimately, these are the small kind of decisions that end up deciding rounds like these. Like in a different universe, that round could have gone so differently if Baker Boy decided to play it a bit more slower and not go for the kills, or maybe if one of them landed the shots. It's a realm of and never-ending possibilities. But what did happen was that the bandit was contested by one angle. He got the 2 kills that he needed, and he won the round. And that puts the lead in the first time for Structure. As you can see that they're not stopping. They're gonna keep playing these aggressive angles. As a C4 comes out, oh, that is unfortunate for Slows, as that C4 wasn't really called out at the perfect time. The drone just not in the right position. As he was repelling in, it's almost a guaranteed kill as long as you time it. Plunet, he's going to be flanking this Goyo actually all the way from basement stairs, and as long as he doesn't make too much noise, he will get this kill. But speaking of kills, Hito does get that kill onto V7 Noms as Matty predicts the kill, or predicts the person going down in blue stairs and gets the kill onto the Jackal. And now suddenly it is a 5v2 as Typical playing on that bug gets tapped by the Kaid, and that is a nasty shot. And poor old A7 on the Thermite with the diffusers all alone in a 1v5. So much to do in this round. The minute 50 left. It seems to be almost impossible, but taking a flat, they run into his bullets, and Curse maybe striking again because he does get the first 2, and it's a 1v3. It's still a long way before he can even manage to think about winning this round, but there's still a lot of time left. You gotta remember, he does have his stat. flashes, sorry, and he does have his drone. And the fact that he already has diffuser on him can make this potentially doable, but it's going to be a long task, with the bandit and Goyo dead, they're going to be on
Oh my
cams, and as I
god.
say that, SXK peeks him down the stairs on laundry, as I'm pretty sure it was a crossfire angle, as someone upstairs was also holding it, and that has that.
Did your mic cut out?
Oh no, sorry. Don't
Oh,
worry about it. I think it might have did at the end, but yeah, basically all I said was, that was that. It was unfortunate, and Baker Boys kind of fumbling here. After a strong first round where Slow's got a 3K, they've kind of been struggling to deal with these roam games and the aggressive play from Structure here. Structure have been bringing a really aggressive lineup here. Not
yeah,
focusing so much on the utility, more so towards just getting those guns to
yeah,
challenge Baker Boys, and it's been really working out for them. And Baker Boys, losing your ones is losing the game. It's just
yeah.
literally that simple. You just know this. No matter how good your utility usage is, if you can't win your ones, you're probably not going to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I thought was interesting from that round, typical, like, he switched off of the Ash onto the Buck, which I actually thought was a really good thing. You opt out for the Ash and you bring the Buck instead, and then you get the option to use Frag and Maze, and then you also have soft reach utility and all that stuff. And on a site like Kitchen Meeting, I feel like that's pretty important, especially if you're pushing like Kitchen and you have like dorms control and stuff like that. But it kind of fumbled. They were just trying to take Large Tower, and they literally only got murked by one person, and that was Matthew. He killed one of them with a Nitro Cell, he killed two more with his gun, and then it just kind of fumbled after that. And there's nothing Typical can do about that round. Like, I thought it was pretty interesting that he went onto the Buck anyways, and I would have loved to see the Buck in this round, but instead he opts out for the Ash, and it's mainly for the breaching rounds, maybe to clear it, because the breaching rounds are explosive and they have an area of like effect radius or blast radius or whatever, and they can get rid of more utility than like what one single skeleton key can. But we'll see how this round goes, because again, it's the same lineup from Baker Boys. They're not gonna opt out for any of these operators, and it's interesting because I haven't seen the sledge be that effective, you know.
Nope.
And it's just a bit odd that they keep bringing them when you have other operators with that potential. Maverick isn't banned.
True, but I think this is just going to be a frag fest of a game, as Typical managed to finally get his first kill on JRD. And like I was saying, this seems to be both of these teams just seem to be picking the operators with the guns they like playing with. You can see the Bandit, and now you have the Ash. But speaking of the Ash, he gets taken out by the Bandit. Funny how life works like that. But he does get Jackal Track, so his position is revealed. Not that the team of Baker Boys didn't know about that anyways. And the drone comes out from Plunet. He spots someone playing close by that door, but that person, I think, who was a Jaeger, or sorry, I think he was a Goyo actually, he just runs away as V7 Noms taking control of Big Tower, just opens up that door, and oh my god, a bunch of missed shots coming out from Matthew because he opts to actually shoot the drone. And Plunet, I'm not sure where he was aiming there, because that should have been a very, very free kill. Probably just surprised at what happened. But Matthew, you can see here, he wants to be peeking, just exactly like the Bandit of Koro did, and he gets taken out by Plunet as well. As Plunet, he's been doing pretty decently, so far in this game. Not much else could have happened, and he picks up the kill. But as I say that, Castus gets striked again, as Plunet dies this time. As soon as they take someone's name, they get refragged instantly, as Matthew gets naded, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
And this mute also goes down because, there are no notification this game. There's probably, the team's probably not going to know that he's down, but the nade comes out to finish the kill, and it's all onto the smoke of SXK. And this is a doable clutch. He needs to keep this in mind as he gets the first kill onto V7 Noms, and now the attackers know where he is, but he is in a 1v2 position with the attackers split up like this. It is very, very possible to win this round if he plays his card just right, as A7 Un for Aaron is going to be going for a drone play, but Slow's just holding the angle on to Kid's dorm, but managed to land that first shot, and that is all that matters because he gets that frag. And honestly, if he died there, I'm sweating there for Baker Boys, because that is a round that they should have won. And the fact that they kept giving the smoke ones without any refrag potential, it was a bit frightening. I will tell you, it's a bit frightening.
Yeah, one thing I kind of wanted to talk about, it's something that you said, and I want to touch on it a little bit more, because now that I'm seeing it now from both teams, is that this isn't a utility game. This is just
It's
a
a frag
frag
fest.
fest. And it's I noticed that, and I was like, yo, why do they keep bringing this and that and this? It's because the NCG aren't really doing anything to counter their utility, and it's just guns.
It is just guns, you know.
It's just guns.
I think that was the first bit of utility actually being, used correctly with the smoke grenade. Like, it has literally been a game of guns and who can shoot each other faster. And in games, sometimes in some games it could work out, And especially from watching Baker Boys last week and the week before, they're a very aggressive team. They like to be bringing these kind of ops and going for gunfights instead of utility stalling and playing the utility game to go for the fun. And it's not had very good results for them because they have lost both days, but both of them have been very close. So I'm not surprised to see that they're continuing with this playstyle. But Structure Sports as well, bringing that same kind of aggressive lineup, to counter them. I'm not sure if it's a counter or if it's actually just how they play in general, but it has been working for them. And this has been a close game, 3-2 scoreline. Both teams not willing to let up anything. And I'm curious to see how this game will actually end up.
You have the Goyo in play. He's gonna place his shields. One's gonna be in freezer, just facing the stairway entrance. Just to kind of counter that. You have those slits. You can just get free intel, whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, first point of contact is between Typical and Koro, Bandit and Ash coming together, but none of them fall. Koro's gonna be lit up just a little bit, and SX is actually here in small tower. He has a good peek here. If he gets somebody off guard, oh my god, stop crouch spamming. He's literally just crouch spamming, and he has a free kill, but he's not gonna get it. It's gonna be Slows, and he's gonna shoot back, but Slows is actually gonna be a little bit worse for where this gunfight. And now it's just Matthew on these backs. There's a big tower. He doesn't really have a lot of support. He's just waiting for a nitro cell kill, and he's gonna swing on one of these players. That's gonna be the Zero. None of these attackers are just having the best of times. They're all outside, and they're all getting lit up, apart from Typical, who lit up Koro. And now it's 1:55. They haven't really made any efforts around the sector. Just getting into these gunfights, and they're not going to win a single one because it's 2 kills coming out from Structure Esports. Matthew and JRD grabbing the Zero and the Jack. Another point of contact, and now this time A7 is actually going to win a gunfight for his team, and that's the Malusi down. So now it's a 4v3 man advantage for Structure Esports, and you have Typical on this flank. This is actually huge. If Koro doesn't catch Typical out here, and if somebody just rotates at the nick of time into that rotate hole, they're screwed. They're basically screwed.
I mean, he could make the power play here. I don't think anyone's aware of his position, but the Bandit seems to be somewhat aware. But yeah, it's all down to Typical here to make this play. If he manages to get this first kill here, he brings this round back into the breaches. But he's going to be playing passive here, just holding this angle. And I don't think either player is going to be moving up anytime soon, as it both just being in the angle wars, who's going to peek first, who's going to who's going to contest this. And as you can see, Typical goes for the angle peek, but he's going to be pre-firing Freezer. He fires an ADS. You just see the Bandit, but he misses a few shots, both sides. Bandit lit up to 50, but Typical is only on 5 HP, and he does get C4 because he gave away his position. Now it's all down to A7. We've seen this position before, but this time he's in a better health state in this 1v3 because both Bandit and Smoke have been lit up, and he has full HP, and he has a flash and a drone, as well as no explosive drones. So it is a doable clutch, but with 30 seconds left, he needs to be playing this very, very carefully and very correctly, because if he picks this first one, he does get the first kill. Does he get the second? No. Very close on the head, I'm pretty sure, just doesn't manage to land the shot in time. And if he got that second kill, I'm worrying for Structure there, because they actually potentially could have lost that round, but they do clear it out. And I mean, I'll be honest, 1B, both of these sides, when they get down into a 1vx on the other team, they just start giving the player ones, and it is a bit frightening to just watch.
Yeah, I mean, we both kind of agreed on this. It's a frag fest. They're not gonna plant diffuser. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we think or what's best for them. They're not gonna plant diffuser. They're just gonna go for frags. And interestingly enough, we do see the Thunderbird pick and also the Wamai. Never mind, scratch that. It's gonna be a 6 pick onto the Rooney and Caster's Curse. Yeah, I mean, and the difference between the lineups that we saw from Structure Esports and
it's insane.
Baker Boys on their attacks is that Structure Esports, they're bringing 2 hard breachers. They're bringing an Ace and a Maverick.
Just looking at the squads itself, right? The teams. I mean, on the side of attack, the only 2 operators to be basically the same as the Sledge and the Ash. On the side of the defense, it's the Goyo and the Giger. So basically, completely different lineups. I mean, I think the Mute was brought a few rounds, but Rooney and Thunder were definitely not. So it's a very different kind of defense coming up from Baker Boys. I mean, who am I kidding? It's gonna be another frag fest, right? What's the point of saying, oh, this utility versus this utility, when you know it's gonna be coming down to those gunfights? And you know, I do like that gun a lot, the Thunderbird's Spear 308 Trinkus gun. It is a very nice gun to use, especially on the one pentol. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of fun playing with that gun. And you know, on the side of structure, they have 4 nades. There seems to be a much more like standard lineup on the side of structure. You know, they have 4 nades. They have the double hard breach. They have the Iana to deal with those Aruni gauge and to deal with some utility displays as well as a soft breach. It is exactly the type of never mind, because the 2 of the nades as well as the Iana utility is instantly gone because she just decides to hop in the window. You know, don't really care what else, you know, just hop in the window, no droning. If someone's there, you know, RIP me, and that is exactly what happened, RIP him. And that gives a man advantage to Baker Boys in this round.
Yeah, that's the Ayana gone, so that's those nades gone. She didn't even get to use a single nade, so utility gone, and now she can't even use her clones to grab utility anymore because she's dead. Can't have a dead Ayana activating clones. And now it's left Structure Esports and Amanda early on, but they're gonna play this like it's not a like 5v4 right now, and they're just gonna I mean use the utility to the best of their advantage. You see the Ashe using her breaching charges to clear utility from below, and I'm guessing it's just to clear like the mute jammers as well, but you also see the heavy roam game coming in from Baker Boys. You see the Jaeger and Kitchen, and then you also saw the Thunderbird. I'm guessing it was by Small Tower or by like White Stairs. I can't remember, but they are also going to get these games while open our Structure Esports, and again they look to have an avenue on this attic wall because, like I said, they brought the Maverick this time. What Baker Boys didn't do is bring the Maverick, and what the Maverick does is open up different avenues inside of like reinforced walls. Huh?
Nothing. I just, when you said what was the Maverick doing, I just, you know, I mean, it is dumb, but my brain works like this. You know the meme, what the dog doing? I was like, what the dog doing? But yeah, I mean, forget about that because Typical has been killed elsewhere on the map, and Venom's has been lit up to around half his HP. But luckily for him, the Thunderbird things are still alive, so he can get healed back up as soon as he wants. But he's actually going to opt to take this gunfight and does get the first one. But he's going to be contesting. Will he get the second one? No, as SXK manages to refrag him and bring it back into an even 3v3 with only a minute left on the clock. This is as even as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. As the Ace gets another pick onto Puna, and now it's in a 2v3 as Slows is playing on these white stairs, and the C4 miss from A7 Un. I'm pretty sure he went on his cams there, but he's going to be swinging around here, see if he can get the kill onto the sledge, but someone is holding him. If he swings this, that is, you know, he's going to die, you know, and you get pre-fires coming out from Slows, as, you know, he does manage to get that first kill, but he gets refragged as JRD pre-frags A7 Un, and that round goes to Structure. I mean, that was a nail-biter of a round. I think the closest round we've seen so far, you know, as sad as it is to say, it is the closest round we've seen all game because every single round has been a whitewash either for Structure or Baker Boys, and then it's a 1v5 or 1v4, and then they just run baddies at them and it becomes a 1v1. But Structure Sports, you know, managed to close out the round even though they lost that opening pick. You know, they just won their duels, and at the end of the day, you win your ones, you win the game. You know, I've said it a few times this stream, and because it is the hard truth, you know, no amount of strats can help your gunplay. All right, you need to be able to hit your heads and hit given your ones, because if you can't do that, you're probably not going to be a very good player. And we're going to be seeing a bit of diversity maybe from the side of Structure as they opt to bring the Zero instead of the Iana this time, and basically the same lineup from the side of Baker Boys except for the mute smoke change up, which is oh, and the Vamai Aruni, don't forget, I forgot that at 6 pick last time, but yeah.
Bomb located by attacker.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Came into my room to ask me about food.
No,
but
that is what you gonna get? What kind of food are you thinking?
It's a Thanksgiving, so she's just
Oh,
asking if I'm gonna eat food. But yeah, of course.
I mean, you should probably eat the food. You know, your body doesn't need nutrition.
$10 seconds left.
Alright, anyways, we're gonna start this round off.
Yep, we're gonna start this
like,
round.
okay, like, there's no changes. You got again, they're gonna bring this Ace Maverick. For the side of Baker Boys, they're still gonna play with this this Thunderbird, and I mean, there wasn't anything wrong with the Thunderbird. I don't think so. It was just mainly them getting into gunfights and not winning, or just getting like completely slapped by Structure Esports. Because this has been a frag fest. It hasn't been a game of utility. It hasn't been a game of who's better at wasting this ADS, who's better at using this blowing torch. It's just been a game of who can do this better. And apparently, Slows is gonna be the one to battle out Matthew and win, but SX is gonna get the quick refrag, making this a 4v4. And Structure Esports look to push themselves onto match point. They have this sledge in play. He's going to push through dining. I'm so sorry, kitchen. Well, from dining to kitchen, and it looks to be a full meeting take. They're probably going to get these hatches very soon. If not the hatches, they're probably just going to go for a freezer push or a main stairs push and just look to hold the rotates coming in from back tower stairs.
I mean, you said it is a game of frags here, and you can only see there's 2 players on the side of Baker Boys who are really fragging right now, and that is Slows and A7 own. But Typical shuts me up instantly as he does get that kill, a crucial kill as well onto Maverick. So, no Maverick Torch, but he still has some of the Ace Selma charges left, so it's not the end of the world, but unfortunately Zero has also been taken out, so no heartbeat to catch it. But you can see here the top floor joining is coming out because the Jaeger has been playing upstairs in kids, and he's going to actually waste a lot of time here, especially considering that actually he's gonna just give away a free pick because he's gonna peek. Never mind. I was gonna say he's gonna waste a lot of time, but he opts instead to take the gunfight unwisely, especially considering that he just died, and brings it back into a 3v3. And with the Ace active, the hatch does get open, but unfortunately another hatch will probably not get open. Maybe you can get the freezer wall as well to open up another line of sight, which is pretty sure what he's probably gonna try to go next, or maybe they're just gonna rotate and go for a full a full laundry side maybe, or a full bunker side. But look at this one, minute left on the clock, and guess what, 3 versus 3 yet again. The roam game was strong from the side of Baker Boys. They got 2 picks each before they got refragged instantly, and with a minute left it's another 3v3. So who's gonna prevail this time?
Last time Structure Esports came out on top, but this time it looks like Baker Boys are trying to do better, you know what I mean? They didn't had the best of ends to that round, but this smoke is going to be in play in elbow, and he's going to probably use his smoke grenade, but probably not because they haven't been using a lot of utility. And it just seems to be a quick drop towards this north side. He is going to use that's not his smoke grenade, but it's going to be a quick kill from SX, and it's going to be 7 down and out for the round. And it looks like they're going to try and go for a quick plan. Sorry, maybe this is my fault. They're not going to go for a plan at all. You see what they're doing? They're going for frags. Don't listen to me. See, look, they're going for frags. It's just going to be a frag. Even, I said this, like, yo, even when they're like in a 3v1 situation, they're just going to look to give the dudes their ones and not plant the bomb. Oh man, I'm gonna get tilted.
It's some kind of rebellion. Let's not plant the bomb, Oregon, which is fair enough. I mean, in a 3v1, the last player is, you can just go for frags instead. It's just not uncommon, I guess. But yeah, especially if I'm in a smoke, especially against a smoke, you all usually want to get the bomb down. But it is usually in post plant that smokes tend to clutch up, weirdly enough, especially for the clips I see. So maybe going for the frag was just a 2 billion IQ play that we can understand. But that does put Structure Esports on match point, which unfortunately for Baker Boys, they have fought valiantly this game, but just coming up short in those crucial duels towards the end of the round, as B7 Venoms decides to switch onto the Melusi from the Goyo, clearly deciding that, that Vector has not been doing enough justice in the frag-heavy game, switches off to a much more comfortable gun for him, I'm guessing, in the MP5. As a typical as well, from the Jaeger to the Alibi.
The Alibi, you get that,
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
The MX, that's what's called, MX Storm. With the MX Storm, you get the 1.5 sight, and also it doesn't have a lot of recoil. All you have to do really is just aim for the head. It sounds easier said than done, but it's easier said than done. You can literally just shoot heads with that gun. It has 0 recoil.
It is a very fun gun to use. I mean, I'm personally not a big fan of that gun. Sports I'm kind of bad at hitting heads. It does happen, when you're not a good player, you can't really hit the head, and that gun is, in terms of body shot count, that is not a gun you want to have. So I usually steer clear away from that gun, because, I like to get killed and not die in a gunfight where I saw someone 3 seconds before they saw me, and still, personal feelings are coming out here, but Slows is definitely feeling it because he does get that first kill onto the Ash who entry, and he's going to be playing aggressive on this angle, and he just barely misses the head of the sledge as well, and he's going to be playing here along with Typical this time to just double hold here. Last time we saw a bit of difference, but he's in a good position as he drops Diffuser, and Slows goes huge with a double kill for his team, as the drones finally come out on the side of Structure into security, as Slows goes huge with a triple kill, and Typical has been yellow ping as he goes with a 4th kill actually. And we'll just watch Slows. This seems to be the slow show of a round, and he's the only person who seems to be popping off this round as he gets an ace with a run out for this round. So I mean, it is a slows round, you know. I've seen this. I've seen him do this before.
I've never seen a round be dismantled by one person as fast as Slows just did that.
I mean, that is what we saw on the side of Baker Boys. You know, if you remember that
That's-
second round on with the bandit inside of meeting, when you just decide to challenge a player 1-on-1, not really going for some kind of crossfire with two different angles, not in a good position to refrag the person. One person can literally just go huge and mess around, just like we saw. And Typical got droned out in security, but guess what? Doesn't matter because Slows killed everyone else, and now you're left alone outside the map, and he runs out and kills you because probably someone didn't shoot default cam or he had information. I'm guessing no one shot that default cam because it seems. Was there a yellow ping? I remember seeing. Was there a yellow ping? I don't remember. Was there? Let's just say it was, because otherwise that's just really unfortunate for the side of structure. But Slows 15-6. He is the sole reason that Baker Boys probably have not conceded this map yet. He refuses to let his team die so easily. But if maybe some of his other teammates can pick up the slack, this round or this game can be looking a whole different way. 3 rounds on defense on Oregon, it's not unthinkable. You win this round, you have to win your offside, which is just a bit it's a bit problematic maybe. But if they win that offside, they go back to basement. They can go back to a few different sides, and suddenly it's overtime. So it is not undoable for the side of Baker Boys, but they're gonna have to get their heads down and really focus on this one.
5 seconds to insertion.
It can't just be the slow show for like the whole round. The whole game. It can only happen for one round, and unless he gets like another A tier, we need to piss test him because this is ridiculous.
What kind of drugs is he taking? What's his sense?
Yeah, what is his sense? What type of drugs is he taking? What type of drugs is Poon taking? He's just, what the heck is this? He's just gonna shut the door, and Koru's not gonna falter at all from it. He's actually just gonna jackal track the Rooney just as she just ran away from it. And it's still an even man count with that just little bit of awkwardness left. So that was like, wow, never mind. SX is gonna get a clean headshot onto typical. And that's the alibi and the roam game gone for Baker. Now, 2 minutes and 15 left. And we see the utility come out from Structure Esports. They're going to use the zero cameras to their to the best of their abilities by getting intel. Yeah, and also that drone that Poonet is having trouble shooting. They're just gonna grab as much intel as they can, just so they can be able to push these players out of position or just catch them off guard and kill them. Because, I mean, NCG are hitting their shots. Speaking of hitting their shots, it's Slows and V7 who ends up getting a double. Slows literally 16-6 right now, going absolutely nuclear this round. Poonet not able to get a shot, but he's gonna be shut down as Slows. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say anything. My fault, Cassius. And now a 3v3. Oh.
I'm sorry to cut in, but every time you've said something, the opposite thing has happened. Slows goes nuclear, Slows dies. QVG hitting their shots, they lose. QVG, Structure losing, not hitting their shots. It is unfortunate. But it is into a 2v3 situation, like you see it. It is into the hands of Venoms and A7Un. A7Un 7-6. He has been the other person on the team of Baker Boys who has been doing somewhat well. And I cast her bested actually for the first time because he gets that kill onto the Jackal, and now it leaves it into a 2v2. Scratch that, it is a 2v1. It's all onto A7Un. If he wants to keep his team in this, he needs to go huge with the double kill. As he decides to peek out, and he actually managed to get the guy with the diffuser. And if he knows he dropped the diffuser, he knows he's in a really good spot. And now the 1v1, JRD versus A7Un, it is simply a 1v1. Whoever can win this gunfight, if Structure win this gunfight, they secure the game. This map, sorry. And if A7Un secures this gunfight, he keeps his team in this map for a round longer. And the drone comes out, A7Un does get droned out, and Iana is aware of his position, but he is on such low health. 2 SMG 11 bullets, or 1 SMG at pretty close range, or a shotgun shell that can kill him. And he's gonna be playing really far back, not really gonna go aggressive here on this angle, but oh my god, the timing of that, he just misses it as he goes for the shot. But A7Un had the shot on the ready actually, because he seemed to be pre-aiming it, waiting for the Iana to peek it, and the Iana peeks it, he goes for the shot, hits the head. Actually, it doesn't even matter what HP that Iana was on, and that is a round that has been scraped by Baker Boys, and that puts them at a 6-4 scoreline. And as good as that seems, Baker Boys are now gonna have to go to the third side. And considering how bit brazy, let's just say, their 2 sides have been, apart from that one round where Slows went nuclear in Small Tower, apart from that rundown, their defenses have been a bit brazy. Structure Esports have been able to not walk through them, but they have been able to dismantle their defenses, let's just say, pretty easily. So the fact that they're going to the third side, it does not fill me with much hope.
Yeah, I mean, they have more than 2 players through Structure Esports being able to hit their shots on this map. And really the only 2 players we talked about Slows, he's insane, but A7 is having a really good game as well. He's hitting his
Attackers need to
shots, he's
locate and
managing
defuse
to be
bombs.
really solid, and he's actually 10-6, The rest of the team,
Attackers have located a bomb.
A7 and Slows seem to be doing their jobs, and they seem to be
Attackers have
in the
discovered the
game.
location of
The
a
other
bomb.
3 just need to really pick up the slack right now. And then Baker Boys do have a chance, because this is a frag fest game. This isn't like, like I said, who can use their utility the best, who can burn ADS the fastest. No, it's not that at all. It's about who can hit shots the cleanest. And right now, Structure Esports,
10
Cleaner
seconds
according to the
insertion.
scoreboard, according to like their team, their score sheet right now, it's
5
looking
seconds
a lot
remaining.
better than what we have on Baker. We have 2 players doing that, and that's A7 and
Attackers'
Slow.
objective is to defuse a bomb.
I mean, yeah, not to say that the other players have not contributed, because certainly Siege is a game of 5 players. There's a lot that we don't see behind the scenes. But in a game like this, especially as a big of a frag fest as it seems, you just expect a bit more from your teammates, right? That's just basically about it. And Clunet going on the Ella, I'm not sure if she had the shotgun or not, actually. So we're gonna have to wait for him to switch off his pistol to actually see, as he goes for a 1-tap actually onto that Twitch. And Twitch, probably a gun that is probably one of the best guns in the game. But no, you can see that Ella has a Scorpion Evo instead of a shotgun. So no shotgun shenanigans here, so no 1v5, but you can see that SXK has already gotten control of small tower. There's not going to be any contesting from the side of Baker Boys. They're just going to give that area up. No. And I have seen certain holes that, especially I'm thinking back to some rogue rounds where they decided to hold small tower completely well, and then okay, you know what, scratch that for a moment, because Sledge has just repelled 82 kid storms, and now they've cornered someone who is playing in the back of Master. I'm pretty sure. No, sorry, not back of Master. He's by the bed, basically. He's by the dorm bed. And he has been jackal tracked, and it is typical. And if he's not careful here, he's gonna die, as actually a C4 comes out as Sledge is lit up to about 75 HP, and you can see here that Clunet, he's gonna go for this wide swing. And does he know that the Sledge is there? Yes, he peeks him at the perfect time with the nade pull, as typical goes huge with a double kill elsewhere. Finally managing to use his mouse and keyboard properly this game, as he gets a double kill and puts his team in a pretty good spot to close out this round. But, I'm not going to say anything else, because Caster Curse is definitely real from this game that we've seen. So, I'm just going to leave it to you, one day.
So 5v2, I don't want to say anything neither, because I've seen 5v2s be completely choked, strangled in Siege as of late in this league. So I don't want to see that happen, but like Caster's Curse, whatever, it doesn't matter. They get the wall open here in Small Tower, destruction. They don't have the man advantage. Somebody's shooting at Typical with his own teammate, and oh my god, it's a trade between him and Coit. It's a headshot from Typical and just a body shot from Coit, and now Corvus left in this 1v4. He's all on his lonesome. The defense don't have a clue where he's at right now, but once he starts shooting, they're gonna be alerted to his position here in Small Tower. Yeah, this is Small Tower. Big tower, small tower, small tower. Yeah,
Small tower. Yep.
I forget my callouts. This is why I'm in gold. Anyways, V7 is gonna end the round off with a kill onto the Jackal, and now that's the round. They're 1 round away from confirming overtime.
I mean, we did ask the rest of the players to pick up the pace in this match, and the players who got the kills, 3 on the side of Typical, 1 from Clunet, and 1 from Venom. The 3 players who were not really picking up the slack, and now suddenly 1 round away from going to overtime, and they're going back to basement laundry, and the last time in basement laundry, like, slow as went nuclear. And I'm gonna assume that the same thing doesn't happen this time. They're gonna bring the Iana, I'm probably because they want to drone out this one player. With the Nomad as well, you can definitely see they just want to shut this one player down, because they don't want any repeats happening, because that would be pretty embarrassing to have someone back to back ace you on the same sites.
It'd be silly of me to think that Baker Boys will change up their course of play right now with how aggressive they've been throughout all of these rounds. Right, so I'm assuming that Slows is going to be the player they try and shut down on this run, because he's been absolutely dismantling their attack with this Thunderbird and that spear, and it's not hard to do. But against players who are just as good as you, yeah, it's pretty hard to do with that spear. When the attackers have stronger guns as well. And they're still gonna opt out for the same lineup. They have this with Mine, they have this Jaeger in play, and they have this smoke along with the Melusi and the Thunderbird. And the Thunderbird is gonna be there to put her stuff, whatever, and then you just step into place and you get injected with crack, whatever, and your health boosts up. And
Slows is sharing his illegal samples with the other team to help Frag
I
out.
told you, bro, he needs to be piss test.
I mean, I'm not sure how difficult that would be because all these players are living in different countries, so you're gonna have to like take that and then
All
ship
the
it over to like.
cops.
I mean, maybe, but like I was saying earlier, I mean, Slows on this Thunderbird has been immaculate. I would say he has been the perfect roamer. I mean, I would go that far as to say, you know, getting all the frags and winning rounds on his own, and you know, it's gonna be all the headlights are gonna be on him for this round as well. But you can see here that Structure are just gonna completely opt to not even challenge. But Slows is gonna be challenging this Iana as he gets that first kill. He goes for the swing. He knows there's another one there on the Hibana, but he actually looks away at the worst possible time. He goes for a few pre-fire shots and actually gets spotted out and killed by that Nomad. Now that is unfortunate as SXK gets a kill onto Kuhn and elsewhere, and now it's a 3v4, and what suddenly looked like the best possible start for Baker Boy slowly unwraps into their worst nightmare. You know, the Ace is gonna start opening up their breach, and it's gonna be down to Typical as well as Arun and B7 Noms. And if one of these players can go huge here, it's gonna go huge for the team as Nomad walls over into Harry Potter. He's gonna be undetected probably as the Ace does get spotted out elsewhere and does get picked off by A7Un. And A7Un, the player here to be watching, you know, the clutch master as the red ping start coming out, you know, a bit of desperation, you know, just kill them quickly before they can, you know, they can see the cams distract them. But as I say that, the diffuser has been down inside of blue, but A7Un has been taken out, and it's all on to B7 Dom. Can even get the first kill. A bunch of pre-fires come out this way, a triple crossfire even. It's gonna be insanely difficult for him to win this round. All the eyes are on him. If he wins this, that would be insane. But no, JRD manages to get that shot, and that leaves us into a 7-5 half on the side of Structure Esports. And I mean, there was a lot to talk about in that game, wasn't there? Cutting it close.
Guns go burr.
Guns go burr. And honestly, I'm excited to watch Chalet because if these teams are playing at the same, yeah, is it Chalet? It's Cafe. Sorry, Cafe. Well, the same thing applies. Cafe is a more aggressive map than Oregon. You know, I was just getting a bit carried away expecting to play Chalet. Someone just put it in my mind, but yeah, I mean, they're going to be playing Cafe in a second, and there's a lot to talk about in this game, but we're going to be saving that for after this quick break. It'll be around 10 minutes, so, you know, refill your drinks, grab some popcorn, and we'll be right back.
Chipping in the back, hyping me up, and he gets shot down. And he's literally playing like, oh my god, Mixed Q! Mixed Q nearly gets on a crisp double by him. And his Q gets a little bit of sound Q. Gonna be done, Mixed Q! And a triple for Mixed. The sheer amount of intel, which for us what's happening, they know he's there, but they don't seem to react. So who finds them up? The reaction is good. Typical. I am just generally shocked. They were shooting at
a person next to the mine. Now we see both end up in a 1v3 down gas shot from there, and there's peaks on the player behind bar, and that's a careless mistake from Finesse. Finesse easily by Hunter, and now he knows that there's a player behind bar, and he can peek this, and that's a 1v3 clutch from Hunter. Yes, they get into a 50-minute advantage. It's not looking like it's there, but never mind. Quite have something to say about that, and I think I see a lot of people play him because the 1.5 is actually such a powerful fight to play. That's a nice shot from Quite, getting a double kill in a round, turning from 3v1 into a 1v1, and now he's in a 1v8. She's gonna rotate to his big door, and that's a, oh my god, that's a 1v3.
It's gonna be looking like Bakewood's Pelagos in there. Oh, Matrix! What a shot! Maybe two. Oh, Matrix! What the hell? Matrix, are you insane? What was that? Oh, Matrix!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Playday of Talent League. I don't know why I just started the intro like I was doing it for the start, but it is back. We're back basically on the Structure versus Baker Boys map. We just played one map on Oregon, which spoilers if you haven't seen already, it ended up in a win. Structure 7-5. It was a 7-2. Sorry, they were up 6-2, and Baker Boys almost ran it back, but just on the final round, they just could not. They just couldn't win the round at the end, basically. And Structure Esports almost threw the game, but did manage to throw it, I guess, and they won it. But yeah, we're gonna be going into Cafe now, which I'm personally very excited to watch these players play because Cafe is a very fun map, and if anyone disagrees, you're wrong. Anyways, Wumby, how are you doing?
Huh? I'm doing all right, man. I'm a little bit.
How do you feel after watching that game?
I'm a little bit shaken up by that match because it was just a lot of kills going a lot of ways. But for the side of Baker Boys, there's only 2 players getting the butt of the frags. And on the last round, I really expected a lot of the other players to step up. Mainly typical because he was in a good position to get the frags like by pillars, and then he had the carbine and he's Jaeger. And I just expected a little bit from him, but I mean, coming into Cafe, he can do better. I mean, you have plenty of opportunities to play better in any sort of game, and
true. I mean, a lot of the team need to reflect on that, and I'm expecting they're gonna come into this map with new vigor and just gonna pump it out, and hopefully it'll be a 7-0 stomp for Baker Boys. Totally unbiased, but yeah, I'm pretty sure both teams are ready, so we can stop our waffling for now as we get into this game on Cafe. Baker Boys are gonna be defending first. And yeah, let's just hop straight into it. Actually, I did say we're gonna talk a little bit on the Oregon map. So as these bans go through, let's just talk about the Oregon map, right? So overall, like we both know it was just a frag fest, right? And the utility usage was basically from 0 to none, the absolute minimal probably that you'd probably need at this level, apart from droning and stuff. And I mean, are you expecting basically Wumby to see the same thing right now? Because
I feel like Oregon is a little bit more forgivable on where there's like 0 utility usage, but on a map like Cafe, I do expect to see some utility usage. Because there's a lot of things you need to clear out in order to take map control, and I expected to see it on both sides. For defense to regain map control of certain rooms, you do need certain pieces of utility, and then for the attack, you do need to clear certain pieces of utility to gain map control. So,
true.
I mean, they have to. If they don't, I don't
it's
know
a more
what
congested map, basically, right? Like if you're attacking top floor, the attackers have such an advantage if you're not like using any utility to hold something like piano into that pixel spot, or maybe. But basically, there should be some utility uses more than last game at least, because last game, it was a ride and a half. Let me just tell you that. I mean, it's probably a really fun watch for just anyone to watch as well. So if you missed that first map, just go back in the VOD, watch it. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it because we enjoyed it as casters as well as viewers, and we think it's a wonderful game. So yeah, make sure to give Talent League a quick follow if you haven't done so already. If you're new, and rewatch the VODs, and make sure to always tune in on our top 5 plays of the week, because I'm sure we're gonna see a few of them in this upcoming game. But shameless plugging aside, we are going to be going into our first round, and the operators slows insta-picks that Thunderbird yet again. He's feeling himself today, and it seems to be very similar ops. The only one on side of Baker Boys, at least, it's the only one who's really switched is A7 Un and Venoms, who have swapped the role, because usually it's A7 Un playing that mute, but it seems to have swapped around. But on the side of Structure, they've brought a Ying this time, which is I think gonna be 6-click off. Yep, it is gonna be 6-click off to the Iana and the Maestro of A7 Un. I'm not sure if they're gonna stick or change, and they change it to the Smoke. So not really a bad trade, but with the Zofia, Twitch, Hibana, Ash, and the Iana, I mean, all of the utility is gonna get cleared out. You have the nades on the Iana, you have your secondary weapon, the Gon 6. On the side of Twitch, you have your Twitchers, obviously, to disable and break ADSs, etc. Ash, of course, brings the 2 breaching charges, and Zofia, we already know what Zofia brings, the 2 breaching rounds as well. So there's a lot of things that being used in this game. The Twitch has flashes as well now. Hibana with the flashes, burning AD. Tactically speaking, there's a lot to talk about, as there is every single round on Cafe. But is it actually going to happen? What are we going to see in this round? And that is what I'm excited to see.
I don't know. I want to see change from both teams when it comes to the
True.
utility usage in this game,
10
because
seconds remaining.
the main thing about Siege, that's what makes it fun and what makes it fun to watch, is the
5 seconds left
utility and
before insertion.
how good teams can use their utilities, especially on a
Attackers'
competitive
objective
level.
is to defuse
You
a
know,
bomb.
not
The
just
attacker's
in
bomb
like Pro
diffuser
League,
has
but
been
like Tier
dropped.
1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Like all of these teams using their utilities a certain way is very different as the leagues kind of progress and as they degress. But I mean, it'll be
There's a different way
interesting.
for different players. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just leave
it's
it at
gonna
that.
be interesting.
It is
I'm,
super interesting.
I really do hope they use the utility. Like, I'm begging.
I
please.
mean, there's no utility used yet, an A7 on 25 HP already, so that doesn't bode a good omen, as Slows actually runs out, and another gun, or the same gun actually, is gonna get another frag because A7 decides to peek him as the smoke, which is just not what you want to see. That smoke gets the kill, as typical, is it up to 25 HP, and he gets down. But is there a corner station in the bathroom? No, there's not. Plunet gets taken out, and now it's all on to V7 Nom. Less than a minute in, once again, no utility used. All the guns fire on the side of Structure, and that was actually a very nice shot. We gotta give him the nice shot for that one. But
When will it end?
when will it end? Okay, I'm sure it was just a hiccup of a round. I apart from the really aggressive plays from Slows, which you're used to seeing by now if you watch him last Talent League, the last season of Talent League, and the few matches we've seen, he's a very aggressive player. He goes for those kind of risky plays, and sometimes he wins them, sometimes he's not. It's just unfortunate that the rest of the team just kind of went for the refrag, maybe just peeking out, giving them ones. And on a map like Cafe, where a lot of the attacking, especially on the top floor, can be done from above, right? You don't have to be in the map itself. You can be outside of the windows, on the skylight, on the hatches. It's an unfavorable gunfight basically for the defenders. And if anything from last game you can take away is that both of these teams
Attackers need
are
to
pretty
locate and
close and
defuse
even when it comes to
bombs
gunfire.
they
So
can.
just giving that slight edge to Structure Esports, they're gonna take it and they're gonna run over Baker Courts basically. So going back into this next round, it is going to be another bar cocktail defense. What's different this time? Punet is bringing
Bomb
an
located by
an
attacker.
alibi instead of the Vomai. That is the difference. And Arun, A7 instead of the smokes, he's bringing the Aruni kits. There's the difference. And on the side of Structure, it is basically the same. Nothing changed.
Big Switch broken, and that's the motto for Structure Esports right now.
10 seconds to go.
I'm hoping the tactic here for Baker Boys is just to slow down the attackers. Maybe they have the utility for it. Well, I want to say they do. Like, they have the mute jammers and then they have the Aruna gates. That's literally about it. They're not really running any trap ops apart from, unless you consider Alibi a trap op, and I would say, well,
She's information gathering, but I guess you could say she's a
Information
trap
gathering.
because she brings defenders. She's like a hybrid of, I guess.
it's just, I mean, I don't know, some people say she's a trap op, and I'm just like, nah, she's not. She's a fragging op because her gun is just aiming for that. You see SX just sneakily on this window. He's waiting for somebody to just run past, or he's gonna shoot it out sometime, but he's gonna shoot somebody in the freaking head, and that's B7 on the ground and out. He was literally just standing there, and in a second he was folded, literally by the F2. And now it's a 5v4 man advantage for Structure Esports. They're quickly moving into this map, and they're quickly taking these kills, and Baker Boys have to stop the bleeding somewhere, whether that be from Slows, A7 Un. It needs to happen, and it needs to happen very quickly.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know if you noticed as well, but you can see that Twitch, that she was on that window for the entire round. She waited for someone to call out that someone's a hallway pre-fire, and that's killing. That's the kind of team comms that you can expect to see at this level. And it's the kind of stuff that gets you those free kills when you communicate with the team and play together like that. And that's exactly what happened. And V7 Noms just gets deleted off the board. Literally nothing you probably could have done there. And it gives the advantage to have Structure Sports, and you can see here actually it is Slows who does manage to get the refrag onto Methi as well. Plunet gets he is in a very precarious situation, but he does get the kill onto the Hitban, and that's a heartbeat down, which means that if they want to push into Freezer, it's gonna be pretty much impossible. As A7 Un gets the kill onto JRD, leaving it onto a 2v4, sorry, a 2v3 as Plunet gets down.
Down behind the bar, and then Typical is just gonna push the same thing, and both of them are down. So SX has two people that he can literally kill at once, and he doesn't know that the alibi's down. So it's just theoretically it's a 2v2, but he thinks that it's a 2v3. And he's just gonna walk into the Aruna gate right into the crossfire of the actual Aruna person, and now it's a 3v1. Theoretically a 3v2, now a 1v1, or I'm so sorry, 2v2, but now a 1v1. And it's A7 Un, and he's gonna pick up Plunet, and if Diana rotates at the nick of time. He could catch both of them off guard, but it's gonna be too late because A79 is gonna get the rotate, or I'm so sorry, he's gonna get the pickup. And now Koru's just on white stairs. They know exactly where he's at because he got spotted by the deployable camera, and Alibi spots him. But it's the Alibi who gets the kill. Plunet getting, I think that was a 2-piece of the round, and better defensive hold coming in from Baker Boys.
Basically, we did just one more gunfights that round. That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm a bit confused because I'm pretty sure there was a Kona station right next to Plunet, so I'm not sure why he just didn't crawl into it and res himself instead of like risking losing the round by A7 Un or Arun just coming over and picking him up. Like, I don't know if that was 100%, but if someone could just like go back and just double check that, because I'm 99% sure I saw like the blue ring of a Kona station there, so I have no clue why he just didn't decide to res himself instead of waiting for someone to res him. But like you said, Baker Boys get their foothold in this match, which is something that they have yet to do, and they did that. So they're going to be going to Kitchen now. A bit of lost momentum, maybe on the first round, you might think. But honestly, actually, now that I think about it, in the first round, the Zofia got the 4K, and then Slow shutting her down early in the round when the team getting the refrags. And look at that, Arun, Slows, and Punet all getting a few kills in that round. And speaking of kills, I mean, A7 takes a bit of unnecessary damage, but the Kona station, he's going to get healed right back up.
Glad that, Slows is a Thunderbird main, because if that were the case, he'd be stuck at that HP for the rest of the round, but fortunately for him, he's not. And
10 seconds remaining.
no real changes coming out from neither team. Apart, you know what? The Kaid has been
5
picked,
seconds left.
and he's gonna be able to trick those walls, and also get take care of one of the hatches. There's only one hatch, and it's the freezer hatch in sight. But he's mainly gonna be used for this wall because it looks like they're opting out of making the rotate in bakery. And instead, they're just going to have that wall reinforced. And they're going to have what looks to be a Alibi clone and then Plunet play off into that. But they're not going to do any Christmas hold because Matthew's already in here and there's no defenders to stop him. And Typical is going to be the only one roaming. He's by himself and there's literally no trade value for him. So if he dies, that's it. Nobody's going to be able to trade him out. I say that, and then there's another player with him.
Probably still.
He cluelessly just rotates into red without thinking about it, but Slows is able to get the kill onto Matthew. That's the player who killed him, and asks Sophia and the Jaeger out of this round. Slows doing the work here on this map, just as how he did it on Oregon, and he's looking to keep that same energy up. The wall on Freezer is going to be tricked out as the Habana pellets get burnt out, and he only has 8 pellets left to work with as his pellets get got here, but who gets got, it's gonna be Plunet. He gets pinched by 2 players, it's SX and the Ayana, to basically pressure him out of position. He had to move elsewhere because he was literally stuck in Harry Potter. Now a minute and 40 left. This looks pretty good for Structure Esports. I say that, and Slows on this flank is just gonna murk SX, and JRD was right there, but he wasn't able to get the kill. JRD and the Ayana can actually literally pinch him right now, but he's just gonna persist on this position, and he's gonna get a kill from it. He's gonna get a triple kill on the round. If he gets an ace in this round, I swear, Structure Esports, there's no way you let this man wreak havoc on you and just let him roam and just take control of the round as much as he's doing right now. He's gonna rotate down main stairs. He's gonna get a quad on the round, and he's gonna get another kill, and that's the ace for Slows. There's no way. I'm done. I think
double ace.
Oh man, I'm done. I spit too.
Man, I'm dead. I mean, slow show, and he definitely seems to be the star player on the side of Baker Boys. I don't think anyone can dispute that, especially 2 aces in this one match, And that round was the slow show, They didn't clear the roamers. The Typical was roaming upstairs. He does get killed, but Slows is there for the refrag. He still doesn't get cleared out. Is allowed to go down red stairs, get the kill on the Iana, is then allowed to rotate back up and get the kill on the Ash, who for some reason stopped ADSing on him. And then he's allowed to go down brown stairs and get another 2 kills. Like, first of all, flank drones on the side of Structure was probably lacking that round. It's unsettling how much free roam that he had that round.
It was that, and the fact that, I want to talk more about the red stairs flank that he got off on one of the players. JRD was right there. He watched the rotate happen. I'm not sure if he physically saw him rotate, but he had a clue because literally somebody just runs out of his line of sight, and they're able to flank red stairs. And then he's able to come back all the way up red stairs again, and he's able to get a kill on a player who knows he's there. He didn't know that JRD was there. JRD knew exactly where he was though. And that's crazy to me how he's able to just do what he did in that round. And now they're going reading room fireplace, and I expect a heavy top floor hold, as you know, per the norm on this site. You know, yesterday I was casting the B, and I think it was Ignite Esports because they lost on this map, and their defense on this was like pretty poor because they kept giving up early map control of Cocktail and of Piano so quickly. They just let them they let the attackers just kind of run in at any point, and I don't see that happening from Baker Boys. But as I said, that A7 is down. He's not out, so maybe he'll be picked up soon. We don't know. It looks like he is going to be picked up by Typical, and he's backing around, and he's probably going to get healed up by these Kuna stations. Kuna is actually going to be peeking Skylight, and he's going to be looking to get some drones as well. He has a smart peek here with this peek hole, with punch hole, looking up into Skylight, and it's a decent pixel. It's an average pixel. And now Matty is actually going to be on red stairs here. So at the bottom of red stairs. And he can catch any key flank that he wants. And he's going to be supported by the bottom that's going to be right above him. He's going to shoot somebody's feet. That's typical. And he's left on a little bit of HP. But he's going to probably go back to Kana Station again because that's what Thunderbird does. And he's going to be healed up yet again.
Oh. It seems to be even on both sides. Apart from that initial encounter, but as I say that, Kunet gets into a gunfight with, I think, JRD and Koro, and even though he lets up JRD, Koro does manage to get the kill, and the man advantage is in the hands of Structure yet again. And you know, it is looking pretty good for them so far. They do have they have enough time basically to do the vertical play and get the players who are playing on site off site. But you gotta remember the C4 in the hands of Slows as well as V7 Norms. Now that is gonna potentially cause some kind of drama for the side of Structure Esports, because they can so easily lose that man advantage. But the first C4 comes out and no kills come from that. And but there's still one more on the side of Slows, so it's not all over. But Slows is down, which means that no C4 is gonna come out from him as Matthew gets another one. Now it is a 2v5. As it's Typical and V7 Norms, two players who are yet to register the first kill this game. As Venom finally gets the first one, does he actually get the second one? No, and now it is all in the hands of Typical, who is playing inside of Train, as the name from Matthew actually comes out, kills the Ash of JRD, I'm pretty sure, as Koro on this Iana managed to land this final hit onto the Jaeger, and that is the round done, and a 2-2 split on the third side. I mean, Baker Boys didn't really have that much of a good hold upstairs. They just kind of left pretty easily, left pretty early. Amount of vertical play coming out. No one really had the opportunity to flank upstairs, except for maybe Typical, who was playing by Train. But he just didn't really have the time because the rest of the players died. And it was a solid attacking round from Structure, who even though they got the first down onto the Aruni, they didn't even realize they didn't even need it, because they still managed to get the top floor control they want. They still managed to clear out the top floor roamers, and they still managed to win that round.
Yeah, unfortunately, like as soon as they get control of the top floor, the way that they did, like Cocktail, whatever, like they had the vertical angles to work off of to maybe get a plant off, but this is not a planting game. This is a fragging game. So who am I kidding myself? They're not gonna get a plant off, but they are gonna establish those very cool positions from above.
Has the diffuser been planted once today? Actually, before I cut you off, has it been planted once?
No, I don't think they've ever planted.
Is this gonna be a record? Is this gonna be a first game without a single plant, maybe? God. Surely, like, I mean, I don't know, we're gonna have to look for like all the games, but surely this is up there in one of the most frag heavy, no diffuser down games you've seen, you know? It's been a very quick game as well, you know? Like, usually by this time, it is just about wrapping up on the first map, and we're already almost a quarter of the way into the second map, so it's been a quick game. Baker Boys and Structure fragging each other out, and I mean, at the start of this map, we were just saying about how much we're expecting and loving there's a switch of pace. You're gonna see a lot more utility usage, but nope, back to the same stuff. Baker Boys doing Baker Boys things, going aggressive and structure, fighting aggression, and a bit more team play so far, I would say, than Baker. But with this next round coming out, it's going to be back to another top floor defense on the side of Baker Boys. And the last time they went here, it was actually this man right here you see on the screen, A7, who went huge at 2K that round, who managed to secure two very impactful frags and put his team in a winning position.
Typical to peek on this hatch. Somebody actually did just drop down right stairs hatch. I'm getting pretty sure he heard that too, as well as Slows is actually on brown stairs. He's gonna get aggressive onto this IQ playing on that east side door, and he's gonna get shut down by JRD, and that's the first kill coming out for Structure Esports. Man advantage in their favor. Matthew's gonna get traded out though by V7, and then V7 is gonna be traded out by JRD. This round is going by very quickly. Typical, looking to do typical things and just do runouts. I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he's gonna be prepping for a runout, but I think there is a claymore there because the IQ. I think she just wasted her claymore. She's oh. He shot the claymore out, but he's not gonna be able to get a kill from it because JRD heard him shot it up and shot right back at him, and it scared him away. So it's a 4v3 man advantage from Structure Esports. They have heavy presence on this west side, like a new hatch drop, you see that, and then also red stairs. And you have the switch literally on the roof with the drones trying to clear out utility. Haven't seen that in this game so far. And you have the IQ of JRD on that east side repel, just looking to put a pressure elsewhere, but it's a double coming out from Plunet. He grabs Koro and SXK, and now it's a triple for Plunet. Now it's a fourth for Plunet, and he ends it off with a quad. Alibi doing work. I told you about that gun. That MX is a monster with no recoil. You can literally, you don't even have to play the foregrip, the vertical foregrip on it. You can literally just play the angled, and you can no recoil.
Heads.
Headshots.
Pop heads.
Pop.
Popping heads. Pop. And I mean, if there's one thing I've noticed on the side of Structure, they've been good at refrags, but their flank drones and drone placement in general has been a bit lacking, I think it's fair to say. A lot of these kills coming out are just from sneaky plays from Slows or Plunet or Typical or A7 or Venoms, whoever it is. They've been good on the refrags of them, but in that position where there's no one to refrag him or
Oh, hello. I think something just happened. Technical difficulties. You see the /6 pick?
No, I'm
okay,
back.
so
I'm
look.
back. Never mind.
Oh my god.
I
I heard a beep and I thought something just exploded.
That was my monitor. I do not know what exactly happened. It just switched off. I freaked out for a second, but it's fine. Nothing to worry about, basically. But I'm just gonna go ahead and check if everything's fine on my end. So you continue. Just
Interestingly enough, they're gonna switch off of the pulse to bring the Jaeger, and I say that's a pretty good change. Bringing in the ADSs over the pulse scanner. I mean, there's a lot of vertical plays that you can have on this site, kitchen, because the whole site is basically vertical plays for no end. And they're just gonna opt out for that and bring the Jaegers instead. I haven't seen frag grenades or flashes used.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that Iana used it in the second run, I think. I can't be too sure.
Was that
you
the
know,
only round?
I could even be misremembering it. It might have been the other game. I just remember seeing Yana. So, I mean, looking at Slows' position here, and from these matches that he's played this season and last season, he's gonna be going for these window peaks. You know, he's the type of player who's gonna go for these kind of risky plays. And so far, it worked out for him in round 2. But in every other round, he's been shut down so far. You know, 6 kills, 5 of them in 1 round. Apart from that, not had much impact here. As you can see here, Typical, he's gonna get aggressive on this bakery wall there, actually. Sorry, not bakery wall, in that red hallway wall, as he's gonna be aggressively holding that window jump in, as Plunet gets a nice shot through the wall onto the IQ of JRD. So goodbye utility scanning, and that's another kill coming off Plunet. He's been having a pretty good game so far, honestly, I would say, as the nades and the flashes come out. ADS gets popped, he hears the nade being popped, he decides to run away. Shield finally gets taken out, hopefully, as Typical shoots a few shots towards the Nomad, I'm pretty sure, doesn't land any, and goes for it, but actually he does manage to get a kill elsewhere on the map. Not really sure exactly where that was, but he does kill one, goes for the second, misses a few shots yet again. He's on such low HP, 1 bullet will take him out, so he needs to be careful how he takes these engagements. He's gonna be stuck in that corner as well. You have to be careful, you know, but Plunet, he's gonna be going for another kill as Slows upstairs is gonna be peeking that vertical angle if anyone decides to push into prep, and the defenders seem to have the site locked down. You know, last time we saw this, you know, it was a slow show, but this time it seems to be a team effort from Plunet, Typical, and Co, because they're just shutting out these attackers or structures, not letting them push in. But speaking of pushing in, Typical on that low HP finally does get taken out as Slows upstairs. Oh my god, the Twitch almost whiffs, but does just enough to manage to kill him, as Hibana is actually down. But I don't think the Baker boys are aware of this, because she does get picked back up, but she will be on low HP, and Matthew upstairs with the same vertical angles as Slows was using gets that kill onto Punet, leaving it all in the hands of A7 Un and V7 Noms. I mean, the Hibana is on low health, and the Twitch they know has been upstairs. Diffuser's dropped in Bakery, so I'm not sure they'll be aware of or not, but look at this Twitch's positioning here in the red hallway. She's gonna be peeking through these holes, seeing if we can get a single or double pick as the yellow pings are coming out. You can see here that the Nomad as well as the Twitch should be pushing here, and A7 just caught off guard there. Not really anything he can do as Matthew picks up the last kill, and you know, I'm pretty sure Caster Crystal again, you know, saying that how Baker Boys shut down their attack. Immediately they get the 2 refrags, and then they don't lose a single body per around. So, you know, yay me, you know, Caster Crystal yet again.
That was a 5v3, and then it quickly spiraled out of control. Like it was crazy. As soon as you said something, everything just started going bad for Baker Boys. They kept losing bodies. They kept peeking things that they shouldn't have, taking gunfights they shouldn't have. And when you have a man advantage, especially when you're on defense, the one thing that you don't want to do is
give away free picks.
Yeah, give away free picks. The attackers have better guns than the defenders, so it could literally just take 3 shots and then you're gone. Because
I mean, fair enough on Typical's part. He was on low HP anyways. He was in a bad position. But giving the Plunet dying just right after that with Slows upstairs as well, I mean, it was a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know, as some people say. So it is what it is. And you know, I was just talking about Structure Esports and the lack of drone usage. That round, that drones won them the round. The yellow pings on the mute there, bringing it down into a 1v3. It was probably one of the more important things, you know. Maybe if they didn't know the mute was playing there, they probably wouldn't have pushed him. You could have gone for a C4 play on the plan, or maybe gone for a frag. So, you know, the drones are coming in clutch definitely and getting that kill, and brings it into a 3-3 split with the Swide swap. And you know, considering the pace at which Baker Boys were defending and Structure Esports were attacking, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see this round itself be over in the first like 30 seconds. I mean,
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I'm just this
it'll be longer. It'll be longer than
crazy.
30 seconds. I think it'll take 30 seconds to get on the roof, but you know what I mean. It'll be like quick round basically.
I get you. This looks like no spawn peaks coming out from Structure Esports. They're just not gonna give any early picks away, or they're not gonna try and get any early picks. I say that, and then Matthew just completely deletes Slows from the round. That is probably the most important player for Baker's Boys, apart from Plunet, who has picked up the pace a little bit on this map. It's unfortunate to lose, and then you lose your Slash, Breaching Hammer, frag grenades, the gun. And now you have JRD getting aggressive on the middle of red stairs. He's gonna be peeking up into the hash, and as you switch off tripping, he gets smoked, does Plunet, and now it's a 5v3. This round is going to end very quickly and very fast by either team, because they're moving at a really fast pace, and neither one of them is just slowing down.
I mean, you can just see JRD here. He's still aggressing that hatch. He feels so comfortable peeking that elevated angle. It's so awkward for so many players, but he does not really care. He's comfortable on it. And in a 3v5 situation like this, you're gonna have to get those initial picks if you wanna get back into the round. You know, diffusers drop on the roof. You have the flower stones. You have 2 of them still. You don't have any 0 cams, but they're probably been placed on the map. The Twitch stones there to get rid of utility, but all of that does not matter if you don't get the kills. And speaking of kills, B7 Noms gets that very first kill onto JRD, so that Thunderbird has been dealt with. But still a 4v3 situation. Diffusers on the roof. I'm sure someone hopefully picks that up, because if they don't, that's gonna be a problem, as yellow pings actually come up on the side of red team, as the person playing below Typical smokes Matthew. I mean, that was actually a very clean shot. No recall as well. Very good recall control by him. But we're not here to talk about recall control. We're here to talk about this round. And in a 3v3, Baker Boys have managed to bring it back.
That was a clean shot. I held my breath at that. Typical just whoop. Nice with the F2, isn't he? And he's gonna look to be in laundry, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna push towards stairs at some point. You have V7 still getting aggressive on this window, and he just misses the bandit by like a little bit. I don't know what Koro was doing there. Don't ask me because I'm just as clueless as the next person. And he's just gonna run away to white stair hallway's door, and that's a really weird rotate from SX. He just rotates right in front of the gun of somebody else, and then Koru, again, like I said, Typical is going to look to rotate up white stairs, and he kills Koru just as he does. And now it's a 3v1. It's Koi. He's by himself. The only gun that he has is this P10, and he also has a pistol. He's not going to catch a single kill just yet. He is going to light someone up, and that's Typical, but with the P shooter that the P10 is, it's not going to do much damage. He is going to grab a headshot onto Typical, though. That's what the P10 does. It does have very low recoil, so you can't grab those headshots. That's all you can really do. And now that the diffuser's down and planted, that's the first time that the diffuser has been planted. All by shotgun. See, look, they already planted it, and now it's a 2v1 advantage for Baker Boys. Oh God, 1v1. Please stop. Please stop, Baker Boys. A7, he can't pick up his teammate. He has to win his gunfight, and he doesn't. He gets Koi, and that's the classic.
I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it.
I can't take this madness, bro. I think I'm done.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. It's throws on throws on throws on throws.
I'm so sick.
A 5v3 to a 3v1 to a 1v1, and the diffuser gets planted. I need help.
Oh my shot, the diffuser got planted, bro. I was like, what the heck? I
That was
didn't
such a
even realize
weird-
they planted.
What,
I was
what
just
was, what was that
expecting
yellow
long
thing on
play.
the screen? I haven't seen it in so long. There was something yellow on the screen on the top? The timer counting down? Like, is it gonna blow up? Like, what was happening? I have no clue. Saw some yellow animation on this bottom right of the screen with these 7 noms. I thought he was like hacking the system or something. Like, I haven't seen it in so long. I forgot what it was. But throws on throws on throws. Let's just leave it at that. Baker Boys managed to win that round from a 5v3 position to, props to them. They got the kills that they needed to get, and they put themselves in a good round. And, Slows as well as Playday got taken out early in the round, and those are the 2 players who have been popping off. I mean, granted, Slows has got 1 kill in the first round, I'm pretty sure, and then got an ace in the second round. I was at 6 kills since then, so he hasn't really been contributing to the rest of the game so far. But kills and scoreboard wise, apart him and Playday were the top fraggers. They got taken out instantly. A7 own Typical and V7 Noms pick up the slack of their team and managed to get that round.
Good round coming in from 3 of them. And those were the 3 players. Well, no, it wasn't. It was A7 and Slows that were like really good at map 1. But it was Typical and V7 that didn't have the best of games. Playday joined by them, and then Playday is having a much better map than he did last time. Along with Typical. Typical is getting the frags that he needs to get, and he's getting the impact. Even though he doesn't have an even kill count with his deaths, he's getting the impact frags that he needs, and that's the most important part.
It's more than kills, right? At this level, it's more than kills.
Yeah, if you go negative even, the one thing that you're gonna get praised for me is the impact kills. I love impact kills more than I love like somebody going 22-8 and their team losing 7-1.
I mean, more than that, it's about like you said, impact frags, like you said. I don't know why I said like you said like 3 times, but when you're a team, if you're gonna get 5 kills, make sure that those 5 kills are the ones that win you 5 rounds, right? It doesn't help that you're in a 1v5 on attack or defense. You're baiting for kills, you get 4 kills and lose the last one because it's like 10 seconds left. They'll run at you. You end up with 20 plus kills, but your team still loses. That's not really impact frags. That's stat padding, as some people know it. But enough about actual technical terms, because you can see Baker Boys, they have managed to get into the upstairs of this map, already taken control of Bar Cocktail, as Typical gets lit up to a very small amount of HP by this Jaeger, who got shot just a little bit. But Playday upstairs get taken out by JRD, who is on such low health, but he is in a really bad predicament, and he actually does manage to maybe get the shot to Slows, but Slows just a bit better there, a bit faster, and just get that kill and refrag on Playday. And you gotta remember, with the sledge still up, he can finally oh, he just sees him, and he managed to land the shot. And I thought the sequel was going to be good. I don't know what's happened, but like I was saying, this vertical play from the sledge gonna come out is gonna be huge on the side of Baker Boys.
Bob the Builder type stuff, and Bob the Builder didn't die on his job, and Slows is. And now 3v3 between both teams. Just a lot of nitro cells going on, and finally one of them works. As I don't know who got that kill. I think it was SX or Court. I don't know. SX.
It could have been Koith or SX, one of those 2.
just exploded. See, they're bringing out explosives out of nothing. I don't even know. Okay, no, that was the Flores drone. My bad. He still has 3 drones. No, it wasn't the Flores drone. See,
It was a Flores drone. It's okay. Your brain's melting. It's okay. It was a Flores drone.
My brain melted there for a second. I was like, where did that explosive? They're literally pulling explosives out of their butts right now because they don't have any. But it's a 3v3. It's about 30 seconds left to go. Baker boys have to make an execute one way or the other if they want to win this round or not. And they're droning out site, you know what I mean? But the mute, everybody is literally on and around the site. You see Matthew in bakery. I think he's in small bakery, that is. But he's gonna get down by V7 Norm. V7 Norm is not gonna push around the bakery. He's actually going to push around to the big kitchen door. And what? Just a bunch of kills coming out of nothing. Quite getting a double at the end of that. At the end of that, they all just run into his crosshairs. I'm a bit confused.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure the Flores don't down the Twitch. The Twitch gets finished off by the mute. Okay, so then the Zero walked in. Kaid kills the Zero before Zero can kill anyone, and then the last of Flores gets to kill onto the mute, who swung out to help the Kaid, and the Kaid just held the angle and killed the Zero. The Flores. Yeah. Okay. I think I got that on lock. This game has screwed with our brains. I swear to God. What is happening? What is happening?
My brain is melting. That's what's happening.
This has been a roller coaster to watch, and genuinely, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's disrespectful or not, but this is genuinely. I feel like I'm watching just 2 rank squads going against each other. That's literally how I'm feeling. Okay, I mean, if it's disrespectful, I do apologize. You know, this may be a style of play, but it's not really the style that I'm familiar with watching in Pro League, etc. It's a style that you play with the boys in rankies at 2 a.m. in the morning because you can't sleep. So, you know, in both of these teams just playing like that against each other and probably having a bunch of fun, which at the end of the day is the thing that matters most, you know, apart from the prize money. But yeah, fun definitely matters. So, so, you know, I can't even take myself seriously at this point, but we're going to be going back into another bar cocktail defense on the side of structure. Last time they went here, they went up 5-3, and then let's just say they had a bit of throwing. You know, almost won it back. The Aruni almost won it back, was in really good positions there, but Koro kills A7 Un, and that's the Flores off the start. A spawn pick to the window, and that's not what you want to see. That is a really impactful operator. You lost the Flores drones, you've lost utility clearing, and that is a bad start for Baker Boys.
The Legion getting that kill, and Legion, funnily enough, I did not see that he was picked. I thought, you know, the Oryx was picked because he has the 1.5 on NC7. That's usually why people bring him, is because he has the 1.5, and also because of his ability to just dash and break things like Kool-Aid, like the Kool-Aid man. But okay, he's just gonna swing on his door. There is somebody literally right there. He's gonna get swung on, and he's gonna swing on somebody else. Just a little bit of trade damage here, and Blunat's actually not going to trade damage. He's just going to trade a kill, and that's onto SX. Now that's the mute gone, that's the nitro so gone, that's the SMG gone, that's the shotgun gone, and Matthew's just going to try out for a run out. There's nobody repelled though, bro. He's just going to have to run right back in, and so he does. JRD's on these right stairs, and they're finally getting this red wall open. It's just a lot of stuff going on. Now they're finally using their utility to the best of their advantage, or the best of their abilities, whatever. And mute jammers are impeding their progress right now. Why? Because the mute jammers stopped drones. That's actually a player literally right there. They didn't drone him out properly. That's a headshot for Koro, and he grabs it. That's a double kill in the round from him. Now V7 is down, but now he's down as well. Typical grabbing that kill, getting the impact frags that he needs for his team. Now it's a 3v2. Matthew's going on his red stairs flank. Flows and Typical in Cigar Lounge. They have nowhere else to go. They're already dropped in. They can't just repel out of out. Oh, that's a shot and a half from JRD. And he's gonna grab that kill, but now they know where both of them are at, and oh lord, that's a flick from Slows. And he's gonna probably be able to pick up his teammate here. JRD is going for another flank, and you see the switch of fire from Koi as he opts out of the flank and tries to rotate back up red stairs or whatever, white stairs, yeah, white stairs. And now you have both players in Cigar Lounge. You have one on the new hatch drop, and then you have one right in Cigar Lounge. It's a nice shot from Koi. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. That's a headshot and a half. Oh, boy is hitting his shots. That's finger licking good. Nice shots from coming out from Koi. And that's the round over and done with. Now, I think this is the first time in a while Structure Esports finally take the lead. So now they're 5-4 up.
I mean, that was a roller coaster around, and finally we are seeing some utility usage, like you said. You know that Aruni plus the barbed wire and the Legion together really oppressive, predicting the kind of hard red hatch drop coming out from them, and the Legion not being killed earlier. I mean, he whiffed his shots. You gotta remember, he whiffed his shots on the sledge. That was a free kill. He whiffed, but he still managed to get the one onto the 0. And even though he got refragged after the last 2 players remaining, the sledge and the Twitch were both on 1 HP. Literally a single bullet. I mean, the Peter and Roni, even if he didn't hit the headshots, he probably still would have killed them. That's how low they were, right? So it is unfortunate for them, and maybe if they managed to land that first headshot on the Rooney, who could have guessed what happened. But Structure Esports take the lead in this map for the first time in a long time, like you said, and they're gonna go for their third side of Reading Room. I mean, it seems to be a pretty similar lineup to actually what Baker Boys brought. They're gonna bring the Thunderbird, opting to stick with the Legion, the Aruni coming out, and the Jaeger and the Mute. Not exactly sure what changed. I think the Legion was swapped for something else. Might be the Goyo, might have been the Smoke. I don't really recall correctly because that was a few rounds ago. But I mean, they're definitely confident, Structure Esports. I can tell you that much. You know, they're ready to go out. They're ready to get these kills. They're ready to show the kills. You know, it's been every single round. You know, Koro or Caulfield. These people are going for these kind of spawn peek aggressive plays, and it's been working out. You know, the Baker Boys haven't really been able to shut them down in that aspect so far. When the Structure getting away with these kind of frag plays, and you can see here that Matthew once again he's playing in a really aggressive, confident position. You know, this is the classic Cav position that I'd like to say. You know, you don't get thrown down, you play Cav, but typical, he's just a little bit better there and gets managed to kill him. And finally, for the first time, the aggressive plays of Structure are shut down early in the round.
First kill coming out from Typical. He switches from the Twitch onto the Buck, and that's another headshot for Typical. He grabs Koro with that bullet, and now 5v3 man advantage for the side of Team Baker's boys, and now a 5v2 as Plunit grabs another kill. This round is going by very quickly. I haven't said that before. Coit is going to be persisting here in trains as he has a player right there in mining right next to him that looks to be the Flores, I think that is, a V7. He has the diffuser in hand, but they're not going to play the diffuser, who am I kidding? And there's a player right there on the hatch. If he can, oh Lord, Coit with that rotate, but Typical catches him at the nick of time, and they're in sight, but they're not gonna plant diffuser. What am I saying? SX is just gonna rotate here in laundry, and somebody eventually is going to catch him because it's a 5v1, and this hasn't been. I haven't seen a 5v1 clutch in eons, and he's not going to do anything. Typical is going to grab that kill. I think
4K.
that's a 4K for him on the round. He's showing up on this map right now.
Yeah, I mean, not had the best of starts so far, and it had a few impactful rounds, but that is one of the first rounds he has really finally popped off, and, you know, he's the one who finally shut down the aggression of Structure Esports, you know? The Thunderbird going for the aggressive spawn peek gets taken out. The Legion holding an aggressive angle on red stairs gets taken out. The Aruni, who's trying to rotate back into sight, gets taken out. And finally, the Mute, whose position was given away by the Kona station, gets taken out. And you know, finally, I think for the first time, I think I've been watching, he's finally gone even. Fingers crossed. Don't know if he actually is. He might be 7 and 8, but I'm pretty sure that took him to 8 and 8. So for the first time today, Typical has gone even. So in chat, can we just get a round of applause? You know, clap for Typical, finally going even after 2 games, after 2 match days even. Okay.
Just a small claps.
It's a little bit of trolling, you know. It's a little bit of trolling on my side, but don't worry. I do know Typical. It is a bit funny to both of us probably at the end of the day. But like I said, 5-5, another really tight game, and this is a really important round because this one decides which team goes into the match point. You know, it's round 11. Wait, round 11? Yeah, it is round 11. I had to do a quick math in my head. So you know, it's a very important round. You want to be on match point first because you really don't want to be in that pressure of being one round away from completely losing this. In the side of Structure, you want to close out this map, secure all 3 points. But Baker Boys, after losing the first 2 games, you know, they have to win this one map to get 1 point out of this, you know, put themselves in a bit of a better position. But speaking of positions, Koro, once again, going for the spawn peek, you know. This man, he died, but he doesn't care. He's going to keep going for these plays because, you know what, he is confident and he is feeling himself. And, you know, even though he's only 5 and 8, those 5 kills have been insanely they've been spawn peaks, right? And he's finally gonna, for the first time I think this game on the defensive half, he's gonna finally drop away and not be a pain, let's just say. As Plunet, he's gonna walk into Cigar and probably into Bar, but you can see the Jaeger here. There's 2 drones, and he does get spotted out, but he's able to run away. No one's really here to get that frag. The drone comes out, doesn't manage to shoot the drone. No, Ishi shooting drones from players yet again. He doesn't actually shoot the first one, but I don't know why he's aiming at the floor when he clearly adored there with players to pump push him. That was a bit suspect, but typical here. He knows that Jaeger's playing here. Can he get this kill? The drone's gonna start coming out, but the Jaeger gets pinged. Oh, but Jaeger smartly realizes that it's probably not the best of ideas to peek this. He's going to be playing on white stairs, and he's going to be just trying to fall back, shoot as many drones as he can. Yeah, I mean, smart play from him, not to challenge this. Good game sense as well, maybe knowing that someone was inside of reading or not. But oh my god, this 2-floor angle from JRD does get typical actually. Somehow, I'm not really sure how this happened, but he gets a second one to Slow, and that is a really disgusting angle. I mean, Slow's opened that angle himself to hold it, and JRD just completely took advantage of that and gets a kill, and now his team are in such a good position in a 5v3. But we've seen 5v3s in this game or this match before, and you know what happens in a 5v3? They lose. They're the kind of ladders that lose, and you can see the Jaeger gets aggressive on those white stairs, goes for the shot on that Zofia, doesn't manage to land it, but you can see on the side of Baker Boys, they don't really have that much in terms of vertical play. They have 2 recharges and some Flores drones that they can use, but that's literally about it. Not as much vertical play as you would like. And the Kaid is going to be holding aggressive angles. C4 comes out. I'm not sure if that's going to be able to get the player of Flores, but no, he's going to be playing in the hallway completely safe. As Plunet here, going to be stunning out these Reception and Christmas. Let's see if anyone's there. And there is someone in court if he is not aware, and it does not seem that he is aware actually, because he seems to be not looking at it. And this person playing in court seems to be playing very patiently, which is exactly what he should be doing, because with 20 seconds left, he's not been thrown down. He can make the power play, but no, he gets taken out by Plunet because of a couple of whiff shots. But you gotta remember the time, it's 15 seconds left. The defenders have the man advantage. Attackers are gonna have to go insane to win this round here, as all of the defenders are lined up, but Venoms takes the first shot, and it's a 3v3. As you can see here, SXK swings out to get the first kill. He swings out to get the second, doesn't manage to get the third. No, Matthew prints that out, but you know, it looking a bit scary, and with a bit more time, maybe Baker Boys actually could have got that round, but like you said, the time constraint makes it just way too difficult. With 10-15 seconds left on the clock, all 3 of you are trying to push into site. There's a player playing in Freezer, there's a player playing all the way inside of Kitchen, and that's the kind of outcome you expect in a round like that.
After Slows and typical
True.
went down, Baker Boys just kind of like lost their energy and they slowed down a little bit. You know, those 2 kills coming out from JRD really just blew
Slowed
their
them
mood
down,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, slowed them down a little bit. Now they're gonna have to attack Cocktail Lounge and Bar, 3rd floor, and this is the last chance that they have to tie this up and potentially bring this into overtime where they can actually gain a point from this. Because as it stands, if Structured Esports win, they get 3 points, and I think Baker Boys stay at the bottom.
I'm pretty sure have Ignite actually won a game. I'm not really sure exactly about the scoreboard if they played the same, but because they share the same amount of points, but because they have a forfeit, they will obviously be at the bottom of the leaderboard. They have the same points. They took 1 forfeit on the first Playday, unfortunately, which means that they will obviously be at the bottom, but that doesn't change the fact that they have the same amount of points. But we're not talking in the future, we're going to talk about now. And Baker Boys, they still have a chance to take a point away from this game. They have to win this round first and foremost, and then after that they can think about overtime, and depending on whether they get attacking or defending, you know, that changes a lot of things, you know. So, but first things first, you got to keep the eyes on the prize. You got to win this first round. And Structure, they're gonna try to close this out without trying to go into overtime, because overtime could get messy.
See a spawn peek coming out from Koro as he has his spear in hand. He's gonna try and grab a pick or 2 off of these players that's spawning, but he's gonna miss one by like a little bit. He just looks away at the nick of time, and he's gonna get sniped as I expected. A7 was literally just lining up his shot and going back and forth, and he lines up the headshot perfectly for himself. Now that's a early man advantage for the side of Baker Boys, but we've seen this happen before.
Man advantage doesn't mean anything in this game. One player usually goes huge, and that's how the match outcome is decided.
Gemini's offline.
Goyo there, playing a bit aggressive by the Aruni gate. Does manage to shoot a drone at the mute jammer there. The Aruni, I'm pretty sure not the Aruni, so the Iana clone is not able to actually walk through. But no, the mute jammer just placed a little bit far away, so the Iana could walk in and burn that Aruni gate. I always get this to mixed up, Iana, Aruni. Always calling the wrong thing. I don't know why, because they don't sound similar at all. But with the man advantage here, Baker Boys, for once, they might have to take it a bit slow. Gotta play for those refrags, especially. But you can see Typical does not care. He's gonna walk in and he's gonna die. SXK, he knew someone was there. He gets that kill after Typical shot the cams. And what is Matthew doing here? He's going for an incredibly dangerous play as Brunette on... That is a bunch of whiff shots, and if you're Matthew, you're kicking yourself there, because you had at least one free kill before he got refragged, and he didn't do that, and just the fact that Brunette is still alive on 1 HP, you know, he has the man advantage on Baker Boys, that could be huge here, but you gotta look at the position. JRD is in a good position here. If someone decides to challenge Pixel, he could be the one to take away the frags. You know, he's playing in this corner, expecting someone to be repelling, and, you know, he's in a really aggressive spot, and he's gonna be the one that makes or breaks this round.
Yep, he's on full health as well, but that's an Iana clone, not the actual person, and he's gonna grab Plunette in that kill, but Plunette was already down on like 5 HP, I think it was 515 HP, so he was one shot anyways, but he has a player to worry about on this west side window with Tell, and also a player to worry about in Cigar Lounge. He's going to be the key player, along with Coit, who's actually rotating to Whitehall to Bathroom. So both of these guys are key players right now. If either one of them gets a kill here, I swear if he gets a kill onto the Sion because he just walks in, he's going to get a kill onto one, but now it's a 2v2. A7 is literally on 5 HP or something, and Slows is actually down. Quit and him are in the same amount of health, but SX is actually boosted on health right now. If he can pick up Slows, this is a 2v2, and they actually have a chance to make this work. But I think I saw a night. Nope, sorry, there goes a Nitro Soul right there. And boom, nobody's not gonna hit nobody, but it's gonna be a double for Quid, and they take map 2, and they take the game. They take the full 3 points, and the Baker Boys still persist with 0 points.
Yeah, and another really close game from Baker Boys. I swear every single game I watch these players play, it always ends up with just a 1-round difference or they go to overtime. So they're still in the works. You gotta remember, Baker Boys, this is the 3rd week with a different lineup completely. So that's probably why you're seeing this gung-ho style of Siege. And it is almost working for them. So they're definitely working through the cogs and the gears. So expect to see, hopefully, a more complete version of that team soon enough. But that's for another day. Let's talk about Structure getting their first win of this season. Thankfully, you know, they managed not to split the points basically between themselves and Baker Boys. So, you know, it's a good thing for them. Hope they're probably looking back at a few of those rounds and probably gonna be a bit better next week, hopefully. But I'm not really sure if we have an interview lined up. Production, can you just let me know? Well, we're gonna put a pin in that and wait on the interview. I mean, Bumby, our minds have been melted. So I mean, just what happened in that game?
Both of our minds are melted. I don't know why you think I'm gonna be able to break down that match, because I don't think I can. That was crazy. We only had the diffuser planted one time.
One round. I mean,
there's nothing more to say. It was just a lot of kills, guns go burr, and then boom.
Gun gore. I mean, it has truly been one heck of a Siege day. You know, I'll leave it at that. I mean, you're going into a game like this, expecting to see some insane players from players, and that's exactly what you get, except it's just a lot of 4Ks and aces from single players popping off, especially on the side of Baker Boys, really making it happen. And we can see here on the new updated score sheet, we have Structured Esports picking up the 3 points and putting themselves firmly into 6th position, while Baker Boys still yet to pick up any points this entire season, -6 differential. They're going to be sitting on 9 points. Oh, sorry. They're going to be sitting on 0 points out of a potential 9 they could have had. And, you know, with this week almost over, I'm pretty sure there's only 1 or 2 games left. I think QEG is still yet to play, so they could go top of this group. You're just going to have to wait and watch for that. I mean, I'm still waiting on the interview. That's why you can hear me waffling a bit too much. But it doesn't seem like anyone is going to be here for an interview, so don't get your hopes up. unfortunately probably not going to be able to talk to them. But what we can talk about is the intensity and just all around fun watch, probably. I mean, if you're a player, I was watching Siege for the first time, you could probably still understand what's happening in that game because it was just guns everywhere, nades maybe once in a while, almost no utility usage. So, and also Bakers for the first time, serious bans, no half and half. They banned the Valkyrie and they banned the Thatcher, I'm pretty sure. So there was that. But like I said, it has been a very quick game, mind you. Usually the games last for another half an hour, but it was a very quick paced game. It was 7-5, 7-5. Baker boys yet again coming so close, but yes, so far. I mean, Bombi, do you want to add anything? Yep,
Well,
no interview. Just coming in.
we don't have no interview, but
Mhm.
that was a wild match. It's a lot different than
Wild
what
game.
I'm used to seeing. Not a lot
Mhm.
of utility.
Mhm.
Bomb planted only once, and only one map on one round only. That's all I can say. Guns go
That's
bird.
all you can say.
Everybody
Guns
shoots
go bird.
heads. Boom, boom, boom. That looked like a LATAM match,
Mhm.
but without the
It did.
planting.
A
and
last
stuff.
time match from 2017, maybe.
Yes.
I think that's the best describe. But like I said, I'm thinking back. There was Slows got 2 aces that game. Prunet got a 4K. Typical got a 4K on the side of Wanted. Sorry, Structured Esports. There's Sophia. I think Matthew got a 4K that first round. It was just individual play. I mean, I'm going to be expecting to see some of these plays on top 5 plays of the week coming out soon. But the game is currently ongoing. Hyperion versus QEG. So we'll quickly get an update on that soon on the Twitter, hopefully. So keep your eyes on there. Follow Talent R6 on Twitter for updates on the games that are happening, gonna happen on results that are already happened, basically. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a wrap of a show. I mean, like I said, there's nothing else to add. This has been a really fun game, entertaining to watch. If you just think about it if you just take it with a grain of salt, both of these teams have a really gung-ho style of playing so far, and it was just, like I said, really entertaining to watch. So anyways, I've been your host, Jager. I've been joined by the lovely and amazing Wumby. Stay hydrated, and good night.